So Errol, DeSoto High School here in DeSoto, Texas, known for sports,
Yeah.
known for football. What does it feel like when you walk these grounds, being back here and you revert back to your high school days?
It's legendary, especially football. I mean, football is like religion. And just having been in school with great players like Von Miller, Tony Jarrett, Cyrus Gray, just to name a few who made it to the NFL and had success. I mean, it's great, and it's just a great moment now that I'm a professional boxer and I have the success that I have, and they wanted to come to my fights and hitting me up and wishing me good luck and things like that. So it means a lot.
So back in those days, say sophomore,
Yeah.
did maybe I just should stick with this boxing thing. Football's not going to be for me. When did that decision come about?
When I started getting real good in boxing and I started winning a lot of championships and winning titles and things like that and becoming a national champion, I was like, and then somebody told me about the Olympics, and it was like, man, like you number one in the world, you could possibly make the Olympic team. I think you should do it. I was like, I can do that. So, I decided to quit football and box full time, and I guess it worked out.
I guess it was probably the right decision. What about your friends then? Did they look at you then and say, man, you're crazy, man. This football is it. Well, don't do the boxing thing. You can get hurt there more than you can probably get hurt in football.
Now my friends loved it.
Did they?
A lot of my friends wanted to box, and a lot of them started with me. And I'm really the only one who's still with it to today. Like when I first started, I had like 7 friends who started with me, and a lot of them dropped out, quit. It was too hard. And thankfully, I had a father who pushed me and motivated me, and you know, and basically encouraged me to continue boxing. So, I mean, it was great.
Yeah. Now that you've become a world champion, how do you think some of the things that you learned here has helped you get to where you are now?
Basically just discipline. I mean, especially in school, like you have to be disciplined, doing your work, being around, different characteristics and, different personality and things like that. So I think that helped me a lot, especially being, in boxing, you got crazy characteristics, you got crazy personalities and things like that. And you just learn how to deal with them.
How do you think you've changed since you've become a world champion?
Nothing really changed too much. I mean, of course, with age, you get more mature and you get more serious. And that's basically the only thing. I really got more hungry since I become a world champion. I tasted success and it's right there in front of me. Back then it was far away. I had a dream and I knew what my dream was, but it was in the distance. Now it's right there. Becoming undisputed welterweight champion of the world is right there because I already have one belt. And I have the opportunity now to fight other world champions coming real soon. So it's right there in front of me now, and I can see it a lot more clear.
I think it was Marvin Hagler who once said the difference from a world champion and when you're not a world champion is that it's hard to stay motivated when you're world champion because you're getting up in silk sheets.
Yeah.
But I think when I watch you, it's like you still come back here to DeSoto High School to run, train. I mean, back to your roots,
Yeah.
And you're a world champion.
I mean, you gotta have hunger. For me, it's not hard to get out the bed because I set my goals and my dreams very high, and I still haven't accomplished that. I mean, because my motivation is different. I mean, for some boxers, their motivation might be money. So once they obtain the money, then the hunger dies down. With me, my motivation, my dreams are much bigger than that. Of course, I want the money to take care of my family and things like that and my needs. But my main goals, my main dreams is to become undisputed welterweight champion of the world and become an all-time great, and become a legend in this sport and be mentioned with the likes of Sugar Ray Leonard, Marvin Hagler, Floyd Mayweather and things like that. So it's kind of hard for me to be passive and not train as hard as I used to. I'm going to continue to train hard, continue to stay focused, and continue to stay hungry and dedicated.
Does it bother you that, listen, you're always going to have critics.
Yeah.
And there are always going to be some that say, yeah, you know what, listen, that was a good win. I mean, he did go to win the title in Kell Brook's backyard. But I don't know if his eye was all the way right, from the Triple G fight. And yes, he did beat Lamont Peterson, who's a fantastic fighter, but maybe Lamont Peterson was on the other end of his prime. There's those things that they still kind of nitpick at you, that they don't want to say that Errol Spence is indeed the truth.
I mean, it don't bother me at all because, I mean, a lot of people say, oh, it was Kilbrook eye, but thankfully, I broke the other orbital bone, the other eye, so it was the other eye that I broke. So with that, I mean, they still mention Kilbrook as one of the best fighters, and they thought I was going to lose to Kilbrook, a lot of the naysayers. And with Lamont always in shape. Lamont gives dog fights, and you got to take the good with the bad. I mean, with the critics, you know, they might say something, and I might agree with it sometimes. I might take from it, or if they say something I don't agree with it, I just throw it away. So, you know, I listen to them, and I take it sometimes as constructive criticism, or I take it as it's a negative. So I just take the good with the bad.
You know, when you come up and grow up here in Dallas, and you being here from DeSoto, which is just south of the city, you know, a lot of times it's football players that become the biggest star of this town. Did you ever think that a boxer, a young boxer out of DeSoto, Texas, could be the biggest star in Dallas, Texas?
Not really, because it hasn't been a boxer in a long time that was a big name that's come out of Dallas. You know, like you said, usually football players, basketball players, or something like that. So, I mean, for a boxer, it's something different, and it's something that I think Dallas been wanting for a long time, and that we haven't had. So it's kind of like a breath of fresh air a little bit, you know, to have something different, and people come to boxing events and things like that. So, I mean, I enjoy it. I'm embracing it, and hopefully I can be that, iconic figure that come from Dallas and pack out the AT&T Center one day.
Lastly, for me, when you were here at DeSoto High School, maybe you were sitting in your classroom and you were thinking about your future.
Yeah.
Has it gone the way you thought it was going to go?
A little bit, a little bit. But
what was that young Errol Spence thinking at that time?
I mean, the young me was just thinking about winning world titles. Winning world titles. I was thinking about, I used to watch Roy Jones and Floyd Mayweather and how they used to come to the ring, and how they used to dominate their opponents and have all these belts on their chests after the fights, during the interviews and things like that. I used to just daydream about stuff like that, and for it to be happening now, it's a long time coming, a lot of hard work and a lot of dedication, but I truly earned it, and the sky is definitely not the limit for me. I'm gonna keep pushing, keep grinding, and just keep achieving and getting more belts.
You think if you become the undisputed welterweight champion of the world, will you stop running around DeSoto High School where it all began here?
Nah. I'm looking to, build a house in DeSoto, So I'm looking to stay here for a while. It's a great community, I was raised here. It's great, I feel like, for my kids and things like that. So I'm looking to stay here for a long time.